Okay, welcome everybody to lesson 1. In this lesson, we're going to go through some basic note reading. So here at the top of the slide, you can see 5 lines and 4 spaces, which we call the musical stave. This is really the foundation of the system that we use to notate music. However, the notes that are indicated on it rely completely on the presence of a clef. This is the treble clef, and this is what the bass clef looks like. So when the treble clef is at the start of the staff, as you can see in this image, the notes indicated on each line and space are different to when the bass clef is at the start. However, we will go through this more further in the lesson. So these are the letter names of notes in music. A to G. As you can see, it's just in alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. And the note after G would be A, and so on and so forth. It can throw people a little that depending on the clef, the first note on the stave isn't necessarily the note with the letter name A. And so below, I have just written out note names in ascending order, starting on E in this instance, just to show you that regardless of the letter name of the note at the beginning of the stave, the same order applies. So now we're going to look at the notes on the spaces of the treble clef. The note at the first space of the treble clef is a note with the letter name F. The second has the letter name A. Third has the letter name C. And fourth has the letter name E. And as you can see here, this nicely spells out the word face, which can make it easier to remember. And now the notes on the lines of the treble clef. The first line is an E, second is a G, third is a B, fourth is a D, and fifth is a F. As you can see here, there's a rhyme type below, every good boy deserves fruit, which you can use to help to remember the note names of those on the line of the treble clef. However, by all means, make up your own. So this is now just an image of everything we've gone through so far. So these are the note names on the spaces of the treble clef: F, A, C and E. And these are those on the lines: E, G, B, D and F. And below here, I have written them all out, starting on E, F, G, A, B, C, D and E. As you can see, the note names on each consecutive line and space have a different note name in accordance to the alphabet when ascending in pitch. And now we're going to go on to the bass clef. So the staff still has 5 lines and 4 spaces. However, because the bass clef is at the beginning, the notes that are indicated also change. So the bottom space of the bass clef is the note A, the second C, third E, and fourth G. The rhyme that is commonly used is all cows eat grass. However, by all means, Again, use whichever system you like. And now for the lines of the bass clef. The bottom line is a note with the letter name G, second B, fourth D, fifth F, can't count, first G, second B, third D, fourth F, and fifth A. The rhyme I use is green buses drive fast always. Again, whichever system you like. Similarly, I have put them all together here. The spaces, all cows eat grass, A, C, E, and G. And the lines, green buses drive fast always, G, B, D, F, and A. On the bottom, in ascending pitch, we have G followed by A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A again. Just to clarify, when you are ascending in pitch, the letter names of notes follow the order of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. However, when the pitch is descending, getting lower, the note names of the alphabet are G, F, E, D, C, B, and A. So it's going backwards. Now we're just going to touch on this. However, it is something we will get into in more detail in a later lesson. However, just to apply the logical thinking, just to break down maybe that barrier or fear that some people may have of what happens whenever notes surpass the stave. So, as we know, the first space on the bass clef is A. If we're descending in pitch, so getting lower, we're going to do the alphabet backwards. So that means this one's G. And the next space, when descending in pitch, is an F. It's important to note that although the lines and spaces of the stave have run out, the principles of music notation remain the same. Notes are always written on lines and spaces. So again, we know from our rhyme that the top line of the bass clef is an A, green buses drive fast always. However, if the note was to be on the space just above the A as we are ascending in pitch, that would make it a B. And now for the treble clef. When the treble clef is at the start of the stave, the first space is the note with the letter name F, descending in pitch, so the alphabet backwards, E, and the space just below E would be a D because we are descending in pitch. We know that the top space is an E, F-A-C-E. As we're ascending in pitch, we're going in alphabetical order, which makes this one an F. And the space just above the F, a G. I just wanted to address middle C as a note and as a concept, because I think it is a note that we hear of a lot and many of us may be familiar with if we play an instrument where middle C is, but may not be quite so sure as to why it is called that. I also feel that this image of a note with a line through it is one that is widely recognised as middle C. However, I'm going to show you as to why this particular note with this particular line through it is middle C. So, following the same logic as our previous slide, we know that the bottom line of the stave with the treble clef at the beginning is the note with the letter name E. We also know that notation is written on lines on spaces, so the following space, because after every line is a space, would be a D. And as that is a space, the next note must be written on a line. And as we're descending in pitch from D, that would make this one a C. So that is why this note is a C and why it has a line through it. It is simply an extension of the stave. Similarly, on the bass clef, we know that the top line is an A, ascending in pitch, and we know that following a line, a note will be written on a space, which is the B, and following a space, the next note is written on a line, which is this C, as we are ascending in pitch. Further to sharing a name, this C and this C are also the exact same in pitch. And if you look at the treble and bass clef together, which they may be when you're reading music written for an instrument such as the piano, you can see why this is. So for example, if a line were to be written in the middle of the bass and treble clef, this line is the middle C line. It is in the middle of the treble and bass clef staff notations. Remember, E followed by a space would be D, followed by a line, C, and A, followed by a space, B, followed by a line, is a C, the exact same C that you reach when you are descending in pitch past the lines and spaces of the treble clef. So just to show you what middle C, which is the note name of this note here, looks like on the treble and bass clef respectively. And also just to reiterate, further to sharing the same note name, this is also the exact same note in pitch. Okay, that is it for lesson 1. Hope you guys find it helpful. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments below. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a little like. And you can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to get a notification whenever the next video comes out. Great, see you guys soon.